What's up, nerds? Back with another video. In this one, I'm going to review Extreme World Peace Season 1, or Season 2, I guess, if you have this different name for it, which is the follow-up to World Peace Season 1, a sketch comedy show on Adult Swim that ran in 2016 by Sam Hyde mainly, and other comedians, Nick Rochefort being the other, biggest name one. And I'm doing this because I went and saw a Sam Hyde show last year on the channel after the Dear Elon video that Sam had posted, which I agreed with many things in. And I was like, I'm finding myself agreeing with this, anti-Semite, racist, fascist, or whatever, all this other, problematic, offensive stuff that he is. So let me test his comedy show and see if it's, something that I can get along with, if it's something that, to just kind of test the waters, right? And at the end of that comedy show review, I essentially summed it up with, I like Nick Rochefort a lot. He's fucking hilarious. Sam Hyde also is pretty funny, but he is, to me, just a little bit too edgy for me. I've found a lot of his stuff hilarious. I found a lot of people in his comedy circle hilarious. However, Sam Hyde himself, maybe just a little too edgy for me, right? Or borderlining the too edgy for me, right? Whereas Nick is more, he's just funnier because he doesn't have to, he's still edgy, right? However, the topics he chooses to be edgy about are significantly less political, right? So I guess that, we can clarify with that. Sam Hyde is definitely pushing the politics edgy, whereas Nick is just pushing the real life edginess, right? And so this show, Extreme World Peace Season 1, Season 2, I thought was fucking hilarious. A sketch comedy show. I thought some of the best sketch comedy I've seen in years. This was literally like old school YouTube sketch comedy. This was, Tropic Thunder, Dave Chappelle, George Carlin. This was just I thought this was just fucking hilarious. The topics that they talked about were relevant to everybody, men, women. Obviously, kids are not going to see this show, but like older people. They just covered everything that I think, or all the sketches. We only saw the first 2 episodes. It's a 6-episode season, so there's 4 more to go. So I still don't know if I'm going to really pay for those 4. You need to have, it's only on their website. It's not on YouTube. It's not on Rumble. It's not on anything. You can only watch it on their website. So, whether or not I'm going to go through all the specific stuff to watch it all, maybe 50-50 chance probably. But for the $25 ticket and, a $5 subway ride into the city to go watch this, it was worth the money for me for this. And the last things I'll say about this, because it's a quick video, right? To clarify, this really was a comedian's sketch comedy show. This was a sketch comics comedy series. This was like, not only did they have fun making it, but they also, you could tell because they joked during the sketches, but not only did they have fun making it, but it was just again, the topics that they talked about, none of this stuff was, some of it was political a little bit, right? But it wasn't political in a left or right way. It was political in a us versus them way. It wasn't racist and hateful towards any specific person. It was racist in the way that we all know what these stereotypes are and that we all understand these types of things. It wasn't it wasn't too over the top in any which direction. There was just a little bit of blackface, just a little bit. However, in the context of the sketch, in the context of the joke, it made sense. Just like Tropic Thunder, the context of this over-the-top actor who's living this, who's trying to be this extreme, dedicated actor, of course, in that situation, that person would do blackface for this insane role because that makes sense in the context of the character. It makes sense. People, that's why it goes down as one of the best comedy movies of all time, because it's just so perfect and ridiculous. And in this sketch comedy show, the blackface, it was not an offensive racist blackface. It was done in the context of the sketch, and so many of the jokes that they made and situations that they talked about, these already have memes. These already have jokes that people talk about and people make fun of in group chats, in discords and everything. So it's like, for me, none of this was really that offensive. This was just a solid sketch comedy show. The first 2 episodes, I loved it. It'll be interesting to see, maybe I can get it pirated in the future. If I have to pay for it, we'll see what the reception is. If the 4 episodes after this are just as strong as the first 2. But that's, basically the review is that, while the comedy show may not have been exactly my kind of comedy throughout the entire thing, this sketch comedy show was fucking hilarious. And hey, if that makes me a bad person, whatever, I'll be a bad person, because this was just, it was good. It was pretty good. So, and that's that. Smoke grass, eat ass, be excellent to each other, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Deuces.